guess, changing the narrative. We're talking about local government autonomy in Nigeria. The fact that so some states are already thinking. Some states backed out, said they don't believe in this. Still give us how you're giving us before. Go through our states. We're not identified as another tier of government. We have Mr. Sir Abuchi to do justice to this with us this morning. Good morning, Sir Abuchi.
Good morning.
And how was your night, sir?
Well, fine.
Okay, on local government autonomy, it's we've been having several people talk about different things. People are of the belief that, hey, this is supposed to be a good way, this is supposed to be a good move, this is something that Nigeria has prayed for. Local government, the idea of having a local government have its own autonomy is so that grassroots, they will get whatever is done, whatever is being allocated, will get straight to the people. But some people are of the opinion that, hey, no, we're supposed to still go through the normal way. We want to get your reaction.
First of all, we look at local government as a body. Local government is a system of government that is very closest to the people. And that is why the word local, something that is unique to the people, something that pertains to the people. And it is a government that the people really feels, unlike the state or the federal or national government that is a kind of macro. But this is a particular micro level of government, body of administration, doing things to serve the needs of the people and deriving financial resources from within the communities. It can be a county, it can be a body of maybe some local communities, autonomous communities, as the case may be in our own setting. We have autonomous communities structure in Nigeria. So a group of communities can come under a local government, under a local administration that is called local government. Yeah. And the concept of this local government system is to encourage the people to participate in their governance and to give them that sense of belonging, that this is their own. They can participate, they can do things according to their desire and not according to the whims and caprices of somebody elsewhere dictating and pontificating to them on how to live, on how to govern themselves. No. So the idea of local government autonomy is a welcome idea, because ab initio, originally, when those who developed the concept of local government system, they had the intention that this is a government that pertains particularly to the people in terms of governance, in terms of administration, in terms of meeting their needs that are common to them and not individual needs, such as transport, such as markets. That is why you come here, you see that the markets, the motor parks, they are classified under the local government administration, under the local government control. Yes. So, but in the end, when you now muzzle these local governments and take away these functions, these responsibilities meant to them, it becomes bizarre. And again, when funds that should go to them to meet these needs of the people, because you are not there at the state government level, you are very far away from them. But the local government, that it is near to them. They know the rural, the internal roads. For instance, you go to Oji River, if I may say, you go to Oji River, you have Oji River local government. There you have a group of communities that come under Oji River local government. And they know themselves. They have their way of living, which is their culture and custom and tradition. So they know things that pertains to them. They know things that will be good for them generally, commonly speaking. So now somebody, and fund is made available to take care of those needs, and somebody had somewhere hijacked those funds in the name of whatever, with all manner of excuses. And you see the local government councils, the local government areas suffering so many deprivations. That is why you go to so many local areas today, particularly the rural areas. They don't have good roads. They are inaccessible. Even in Enugu state here, there is a local government that I know. The headquarter for somebody from a community, ordinarily, if there is a bridge across a river there, it won't take 1-2 minutes to cross over to the local government. But because over the years they have been neglected, before you move from that community to the local government headquarters, it may even take you a whole day, because you have to go around, pass even through the state capital, and move to another local government, from that local government before you get to the headquarters of that particular local government. Is it local government area? Is it the best thing? No. So, but if they had been autonomous, if they had been independent of the state government in terms of management of their resources, their financial resources, this thing wouldn't have been there, because the local governments, they know themselves, the people, the communities that form that particular local government area, they would have come together and decided what to do, how they would manage their resources, and build a bridge across that river for easy accessibility to their local government headquarters. So local government autonomy, granting autonomy to the local governments in Nigeria is a welcome development, and it is something that nobody should kick against. It is something that should be encouraged for the good governance of the people.
Okay, we're narrowing it down to local government and grassroots development. Now, we're asking you, how much impact do you think local government chairmen will have on grassroots development, owing to the fact that most of these local government chairmen don't even stay outside their local government? So how would they be able to know what's happening within the local government?
It might change the narrative if there is for instance, if there is a full autonomy to local governments, because it has to be done in such a way. It is not only limiting it to having financial autonomy. The local government will have financial autonomy. How about who becomes what in the local government? So the process through which people get to the local government council should also be actually independent. It should not be ambiguous. It should not have any encumbrances, whereby before you become a local government council chairman, maybe you have to obtain approval. You have to obtain the consent of the incumbent governor. No. So since they have started doing something, they should take it further and make a legislation that will change the present situation where the local government election is conducted by state, what they call a state independent. I wonder why that word independent, because there is nothing that shows that these electoral bodies, state electoral bodies, are independent. They are not independent of, they are, in fact, they are extension of the government houses. the state government houses in the various states, in the 36 states, and then the Abuja, the federal capital, because that one belongs to the federal capital territory minister. So if they want to do things very well, to address the concern that you raised, a situation where a local government council chairman, for instance, has the local government in a very far away rural community, rural area, but the chairman is living in opulence in a cozy city, in a cozy environment. It shouldn't be so, because the local government, you have to be there to govern. You have to feel the pulse of the people. You have to interact with them. You have to live with them. It's just like a traditional ruler. A traditional ruler, I remember some years back when some military governors restricted traditional rulers from going beyond their communities. And before you leave your community, you had to obtain the approval, the consent of the military governors then. It should be so. You are a traditional ruler, but you are not living in your community. How would you know what is happening in that community? How would you know on a day-to-day basis? How would you be able to know that things are going wrong without being fed with wrong information? So it's not only granting financial autonomy. It should be extended to ensure that, because it is a grassroots thing, it is a grassroots type of government. So the people operating it, the operators of the local government system, should be very, very close to the people. They should stay there. Otherwise, if you know that you want to be a local government chairman, and then you don't want to live with them, there is no point aspiring to that position. Okay. You should leave it for those that live there, because they know what the people need. They know what they are suffering. It is like the president of a country. Can you imagine the president of a country living in another country? Because wherever that chairman, that so-called chairman, is living, is in another local government. Yes. So how can you live in another local government to administer a local government? It's wrong. So let there be legislation whereby, if you, Jerry Ghana once said that if you are chairman, you chairman well. So if you are a local government chairman, you must be seen to be living with the people every day by day. Okay. And no excuse, unless you maybe you had cause unavoidable reason to travel and then come back to travel, maybe to attend a local government council chairman meeting somewhere, either at the state capital or at the national level, at the country's federal capital territory. After that, you retire to your community, to live with them, to dwell with them, so that you will be able to govern well, you'll be able to know what is their needs. Because when we are talking about local government, it touches virtually on everything. Yeah. Like transport, the issue of road, the issue of health. That is why you have primary health care. Primary health care refers to local government areas. You have you have schools, things like primary schools and even secondary schools. These things they come under the local government too. It's like a concurrent list. You have the health sector I have mentioned. Then the markets and the motor parks, they are restricted to the control of local governments. So if you are not there, how would you know that people are quarreling in the market? Okay. How would you know that things are happening in or something, that a school teacher is maltreating some students or some pupils in their school? Because these issues will be brought to you You are like the governor of that particular area.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be any reason why a local government council chairman should be living outside the precincts of the particular local government area.
And from the submissions you made, it is vital that a local government chairman should actually live within the local government.
Of course, it should live within the local government.
Most times you go to some local government, they don't even have a healthcare system, and the education system is somewhat dilapidated. So what measures should be put in place to ensure that any local government chairman lives within the local government? What measures should be put in place?
That's what I'm saying. There should be legislation that will make it compulsory for a local government council chairman to live within the particular local government area. Anything outside that, that particular person should automatically or immediately or instantly vacate that position, because he's not worthy of having that position. So there should be a legislation that will make it compulsory and that will put thorough checks on the movement of the local government council chairman. You see, there are things that you put in place, maybe administrative structures that we put in place to checkmate all these things. If it means signing of attendance register or showing things that the people would see and confirm that the local government council chairman is dwelling with them, is living with them, let those things be put in place. Let there be a legislation that will enforce the idea. Because if there is a legislation, of course, because of rivalry and competition, if you are elected as a local government chairman and you are not living there, your opponents will report. And once they report and their report is genuine and confirmed, automatically you vacate that position. There will be no need for maybe go to court or do. Once the structures are there, should I call it automated structures that would instantly dictate? It's like a worker that comes into a workplace and there is system of clocking in, electronic device of clocking in. So it can only require a fingerprint, and you don't have a duplicated fingerprint elsewhere. It's only your own fingerprint that is unique to you, to yourself, that will be captured. Therefore, if any local government council chairman is not living in his area, automatically he leaves. There should be people that will be monitoring this. It's like an automated thing that will immediately show whether he's there or that he's not there. And this will help to reduce all these bad governance experience that people encounter in the local government areas. It's a big disappointment that a brilliant idea, a brilliant concept that was put in place in the 70s, I think it was in 1976 or thereabout, that Nigerians decided to truncate it and turned it the other way to favor them. And that is why we have not made any improvement in terms of local government administration for a very, very long time now. And there should be anything that can be done to stop it, let it be.
Okay, seeing that local governments are actually what makes up a state, different local governments are what makes up a state. Should the budget allocated to local government, should it be more than that of the state? Because we're talking about grassroots development. How do you achieve that development if more budget is being more allocation is being allocated to the state more than the local government. So should the allocation for the local government be more than that of the state?
That is, if you are talking in terms of cumulative,
yes,
cumulative budgeting,
yes.
certainly it should be more. It should be more if things are properly structured, if things are properly done, because they have, like I mentioned earlier, virtually every aspect of life falls within the local government administration. Therefore, if they have such enormous responsibility of meeting the needs of the people in terms of provision of public utilities such as roads, pipe and water, safe water rather, quality health care, primary health care, education at primary and secondary school level, and so many other things. Even maintenance of the markets, the motor parks, and some other things. Then they have enormous responsibility at hand to contend with, and in that aspect, they should have more resources to manage their local administration. And that is why the Constitution also vested them with tax collection, like collection of taxes from the parks, from the motor parks, from the markets, and some other types of taxes that the Constitution permits the local government councils to collect for their operation. Therefore, I think it will be wise to give them holistically, their budget to be more than that of the state, but provided that the local government system is well managed, well administered, as it should be, as it ought to be, and not a matter of maybe the local governments being an appendage of somebody who is answering governor somewhere, and then he will be pontificating and deciding for the people. Can you imagine? You are a governor. Perhaps you are a governor from a local government B or local government A, and then you are now, because you are a governor, you are now deciding the fate of people living in local government H. For what reason? Is it your own local government? Is it your place? Why should you now tell them what is their should be in their best interest? No, you should. It's like you being a governor, and then you are having somebody somewhere dictating to you as a governor how you govern your state, how you go about things, doing things for in your state. It is wrong. So the time has come for all these things to stop. We have had enough. We have had enough of all these underdevelopment because of one type of reason or the other. People trying to manipulate the Constitution, they see certain aspects of the weakness of the Constitution, and then they take advantage of it to dominate and to undo the people. It's wrong. Let there be review of all these, the issue of the way the local government should be governed in terms of financial resources, management of their financial resources, and then the administrative structure itself.
You did mention something about transparency. Now, the question is, how can citizens participate effectively in decision-making process of local government to ensure accountability and transparency?
The structures, the structure is already there. That is why you have councillors.
Yes.
These councillors, they represent, if you go to I don't mean the local governments that are municipal, like you have in Enugu here, you have perhaps Enugu North, Enugu South. These ones are municipal. Go to the rural areas. You have councillors coming from the various communities that constitute the local government. And these councillors, they are supposed to be representatives of the people. They are the eyes of the people. But because of pecuniary and the corruption, people jettison what should be their role, what they ought to do to serve their people, and begin to pursue personal interests, and abandoning what originally they were intended to do. They erode those things for their own personal benefits. So the local government should be improved by not only having councillors, traditional rulers, town union leaders, even the churches, the local churches in those communities. Some of them, they are leaders, and the youth too. They should be made to be participating in the local government administration, not just leaving it to one man alone who calls himself a chairman of the council. No, because when you bring all these people together, there is no way that the one chairman can manipulate or influence all of them to work against themselves. For instance, if I am there and you are doing something that will affect my own community, I will not be part of it. Especially if it's something that concerns me. Maybe there is a road that leads to our place, and I am there, and you want to frustrate it, you want to truncate the intention to construct the road. Of course, you know that I will resist it, and I will raise my voice against such a move. So the people should be made to participate actively in local government administration, so that there will be a balance.
Okay.
Somebody cannot sit somewhere and be dictating to the local, and then the local government chairman will be moving like a governor. Do you know so many of them, they have so much resources at their beck and call that they even move in a very long motorcade, intimidating motorcade in the rural areas. And the people are afraid of even approaching their local government chairman. It's bizarre, it's ridiculous, it's very, very unfortunate, and should be everything should be done to stop it. It's not healthy.
Thank you so much, Sir Abuchi Anueyiagu. You're actually a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your input today on the local government autonomy and grassroots development. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, right now we'll be changing